Somewhere in the past, the time continuum has been disrupted, creating an alternate 2015.
Where are we?
October 21st, 2015.
You built a time machine? Kind of a DeLorean?
Things have certainly changed around here.
Whoa, this is heavy. Power laces, all right.
Size adjusting. Fit.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Back to the Future 30th Anniversary Collection. Own it now on Blu-ray and DVD.
Precisely on schedule.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Movie Watchalong. This is where we are going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future Part 2. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote Channel, and I am not alone in this trip into the time-space continuum. Please welcome our panelist. Tim is here. Tim, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing good, Ryan. It's good to be back for these. This one is pretty good nostalgia trip for me, so I can't wait to get into it and get started.
Absolutely. We thank you for being with us. And also joining us, hey, two Ryans don't make it right. Ha ha ha, but actually they do. Please welcome the Real O'Deal is back in studio. Ryan O'Regan is here. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back. How are you?
Oh, I am doing absolutely fine, man. It's a good Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. Hope you all have gotten your chocolate and your eggs and given them to Jesus. I'm not sure how it works anymore. I'm agnostic at this point. I've forgotten a lot. But as long as you're with family, enjoy yourselves. We're here, I guess, with our own little family on online and watchers. So it's only fitting that we do something that's nice, wholesome, and I guess you'd say family friendly. Although some of it maybe not so much.
It's a bit of a mixed bag, and we'll get more into that as we watch the movie. Now, before we begin our feature presentation of Back to the Future Part 2, to be more specific, I'm going to give you a chance to get to know our panelists just a little bit better before we hit that magical button known as play. So, Tim, what was your experience like watching Back to the Future Part 2 35 years ago or whenever you first saw it?
I didn't watch it when it first came out in 1989. I would have just been 3, but I found it later on cable reruns. Actually, the first movie I found first, and then I found out through time they made 2 other ones. So I got to watch them a lot of times through the TBS, TNT movies, and AMC channels, a lot of those early channels that would play those movies a lot, one right after the other. So that's where I originally caught it. And, you know, it's one of those, not just this movie, but all 3 movies. They're 3 perfectly contained movies that are just perfect in the right. And please, in the history of remakes, don't try it, Hollywood. Don't.
I think there's some sort of commandment, thou shalt not continue on or reboot or remake any parts of the Back to the Future trilogy. I think Bob Zemeckis made that very clear.
As long as they're still alive.
Yeah, in their contracts at Universal. So who knows? But, you know, I don't think it's going to happen. With that being said, Ryan O'Regan, what was your experience like seeing this movie for the first time?
Well, it's funny. I mean, this was one of those movie series that was specifically for like me and my sister. My sister being 10 years older than I was, so she was the one that was kind of like the super visual parent when it comes to like, you know, wanting to go to the movies or wanting to watch something on TV or something like that. So it was like this, the Tim Burton Batman movies, and Indiana Jones. You know, they were all like me and her connected. So watching the first one, it had to be like recorded on a tape. They didn't even own the original like actual Universal cassette. They like recorded it off of television. And then when this one came out, I was like, oh, we got to go see it. I didn't think there would be a sequel because there was a lot of movies back in the 80s where it was like to be continued, but they never continued. This one actually continued. And I was like, oh, wow. And then seeing how it went from like the past to the future and the back and the blah, blah, blah. And it was surreal. It was like some of the best practical effects I had ever seen at that age because they made everything seem so possible.
Very true. Very true. Maybe some of these things we actually did end up getting in 2015. Maybe some of those things we didn't, but we'll discuss more of that once we get to that
There's
scene.
a lot we didn't get.
I know we didn't get hoverboards and get flying cars, but anyway, we'll get into that later. So for me, I remember watching these movies growing up as a kid. I watched them all the time, 1, 2, and 3, and I just enjoy the living heck out of them, including Back to the Future Part 2 for the longest time was my favorite installment of this trilogy. For the longest time it was. And then years later, I did a rewatch, watched all 3 of them. I realized, Back to the Future Part 2 is not quite as good as I remember it. There's still some good parts in there. We'll talk more about that in a bit. But my reassessment of the trilogy changed. So instead of Back to the Future Part 2 being my favorite, things kind of flipped over. So talk more about that later. But with that being said, we're going to start this movie around the 03 mark. So if you want to watch the movie along with us, you can do so on physical media, what is known as a streaming service. Share your favorite memories, your fun facts, questions, all down in the comments. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or on a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. So without any further ado, let's go to October 21st, 2015 with Back to the Future Part 2 in 3, 2, 1, hit play. Let's go.
By the way, I'm watching this on Peacock, and I noticed it's only got a 62% tomato rating. I'm like, wow.
Those don't mean anything.
I know, but still, you figure it would have been a little bit more lauded after all these years, but I guess not.
The Rotten Tomatoes don't mean anything.
Oh yeah, and this was always something I appreciated about the series, how they always used the last bit of the first movie to reintroduce you into what's going on.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they reshot
it. Was a good
it.
Continuation.
Yep, they reshot it. And the funny thing is, you can easily tell between 1 and 2 that these actors have aged.
Oh yeah.
Well, not only that, hashtag justice for original Jessica or Jennifer, but
Yeah, well, that was Claudia Wells decided not to come back because she wouldn't need to
know.
take care of her ailing mother at the time, so they had to recast her, and they got it. I mean, listen, Elizabeth Shue is no slouch. She's been in the game for over 45 years, and she's one of the best 80s actresses of her time. So Elizabeth Shue coming in to replace Claudia Wells, great replacement, and they gave her the exact same outfit that was worn in the first film.
And they shot these beat for beat too, from the original
Pretty
one.
darn close.
Yeah.
Marty.
I think that's the best. I mean, you look at Doc and look at Marty. It's like there's such dynamic characters that you could put anybody in her outfit and it would just blend in.
Mm-hmm. No, that's fair. I need fuel. He's using Miller Lite.
I'm going to use the rest of this empty beer.
Go ahead, quick, get in the car. Hey, look, I just got here.
I'm still waiting for the car that can run on beer.
We got a few for water, but they didn't last long.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I didn't go into why, Ryan.
5 years ago, Doc still looked that old.
And Elizabeth Shue has these big wide eyes. Anything shocking happens, she always has that look on her face.
Yeah.
I'm amazed both of them, the two, because Jennifer replaced Claudia Wells, they were both able to fit in that car.
Good old.
Because I don't know what the height difference is between Claudia Wells and Elizabeth Shue, but who knows?
I don't think it's much, Ryan. I don't think it's much.
No. Flying DeLorean?
Yeah, but when you're putting someone against Michael J. Fox and his height, they'll be noticeable.
Well, there's ways around that too.
Yeah.
It's called apple boxes.
So this was the way they got the sequels made, with this scene where Biff comes out and says, "Hey, I want you to see these new matchbooks for my auto detailing," and then he's flying DeLorean. Yeah, everybody in the neighborhood was asleep at that point, and then all of a sudden Biff comes out and is like, he's the only person in the world to see that car take off.
Let alone
they could work on the weekends.
It's probably true. And now we get the opening credits sequence with the incredible music by the one and only Alan Silvestri. Great score there.
He might be one of the reasons I love Avengers so much. His music just when he gets those trumpets playing, I don't know, man.
When you get the right music for the feel of a movie and the scenes, it just ties it all so well, like a neat little bow.
But I think that's also part of Back to the Future's charm. It's you don't expect something so triumphant for a comedy about time travel. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
you got
like saving the world. Yes.
yeah. You have the comedy and the idea of time travel. You have the growing of age story with Marty from how he was in the first one to how he grew and evolved at the end of the third one. So there's a lot of different themes they fit in very well with these movies.
Beautiful opening shots in the clouds, and all of a sudden it's a huge rainstorm, and they come right into the 2015 on the Skyway. What was that? Taxi cab.
I don't have that.
What do you mean a taxi cab? I thought we were flying. Precisely. All right, Doc. What's going on here, huh? Where are we? When are we?
2015. Oh man.
Oh. Can't believe next year that would have been 10 years ago.
I mean, just looking at what could have been, I'm like,
there's a lot of things that could have been in 2015. But the good news is they did predict correctly that the Chicago Cubs would win the World Series.
At least we didn't get.
Yeah, they got.
At least
that
we
right.
didn't have all those Jaws movies. Thank God.
Jaws 19. Yeah. Which we'll get to here in a moment. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of funny little Easter eggs in the 2015 what do you call production design. I bet it's a big house with lots of kids. And how many kids? What the heck are you doing? It's just a sleep-inducing alpha rhythm generator. I wish we had those. We're having trouble sleeping. We just point one of those things at our eyes, and we're like, we're out.
Yeah, well, see, this is why I question some of the family friendliness, because no way you'd be able to have someone like that and shine it in a woman's eyes, let her go to sleep. Like, little Bill Cosby-esque.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's the sensitivity of the world we're in now.
Look at this. What is it? Hill Valley. Goldie Wilson Jr. is the mayor. At least Goldie Wilson's still around.
See, that's what I'm saying. Just, I know that's like a little bit of CG, but it still looks so possible.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays you can tell, but back then when you were a kid and you see it floating, and then when the wheels do come down, you can tell that there's a crane lowering it down, or a machine that's got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, we can't change our clothes right now. It's pouring rain. Wait 5 more seconds. Right on the tip. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Too bad the Postal Service isn't as efficient as the Weather Service. That's ironic for you to say, though, Doc, because it's the complete opposite. The Weather Service is always wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody ever notice that?
Well, I mean, the Postal Service hasn't been doing much better either, so it's like...
No, they've been having some struggles, haven't they?
Yeah, there's finances behind that for reasons.
Oh, there's financial reasons behind that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's too bad. But they replaced this and that. What do you think? You look great, Doc.
I mean, looking at it now, yeah, he does look younger after he takes it off. You wouldn't think it.
Oh, yeah.
They said they added 30 to 40 years to his own life. So, where did he say he went to? A rejuvenation clinic. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
To become like a rich rock. Come on, trust me, Marty. No one should know too much about their own destiny. All right. I am rich, though, right? Marty, please, take off your shirt. Put on the jacket and the shoes. That says Nike on it, doesn't it? Yeah, Nike footwear.
I'm surprised Nike didn't put those out. I know they put out the shoes, but they didn't put out the bag.
What was it? The duffel bag. Yeah.
Oh, the shoes were like an outrageous price too for the limited editions.
Yeah, the limited edition power lace shoes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I still want a pair of those though, Ryan. I still want a pair of Nike with power laces. All right. Those are good looking shoes, bro.
I'm not big in the high.
Really?
The high leaning ones.
Those they got right.
I don't know. I like the Nikes though. That's a nice looking jacket though too. I think someone like drew Marty and then just took all the clothes that he wore in 1955 and then designed them to be futuristic with the red jacket.
That's pretty much what they are, because it's the same like life. Well, what they call
life preserver,
but it was that big ass puffy coat.
Mm-hmm. Huh. So what's the deal?
Yeah, nowadays that kind of jacket would be like something an outdoorsy type would go fishing in.
Like a woodsman or something. Yeah.
Outdoorsy. What do you mean? Like something you would find at Bass Pro Shops?
Yeah, that's definitely like a Seattle, Washington type jacket. I think maybe Oregon.
Oh no, I've seen him here before too. We have.
Oh, have you?
We have a lot of outdoors activities around here.
Oh well, that's very true. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I would love right now?
Hmm.
I want Doc's clear tie.
Yeah, the clear ties.
I love that.
Try not to look at anything. I don't get it. I thought you said this has something to do with like, look what happens. By the way, limited edition USA Today with that headline on it. I got that paper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got the limited edition USA Today 2015 edition, that youth jail thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got it. I think we have 2 copies of it because my brother wanted like one to read and then one to like keep as a collector's item.
Oh.
The justice system has changed a lot since they've abolished all lawyers.
Now it's just Judge Dredd.
Yeah, but can we make Carl Urban the Judge Dredd, though? Can we let Carl Urban just run wild? I mean, can we let Carl Urban be the judge, jury, and executioner?
I could just see Carl Urban talking to the lawgiver. Full auto. Full auto.
Oh, gosh. Good Lord. It's too bad that movie never got a sequel, though.
I'm really surprised it didn't.
What
was that, Ryan? I'm sorry.
They're supposed to be working on another Dredd with Urban.
Yeah, but they've said that for 10, 15 years, and we haven't seen anything yet.
Yes, but now Urban is actually popular because of The Boy, so there's a market for it.
Oh, okay. All right. If a Dredd 2 comes out, I'll be there. I'll see it.
All right.
Because I do like Dredd. I like the first movie.
Yeah.
By the way, Dredd's one of the few comic book movies that's less than 90 minutes long. Did anybody notice that?
I still love the original one with.
You like the Sly one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, I like them both, but I still love the original one just for how cheesy it is.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. What was that thing?
No, that silver one that came by, that just reminded me of like Elon Musk's truck that looked horrible.
Oh, jeez.
The Cyber truck.
Yeah, he's talking about the silver.
Exactly like it. Same body. It was just there's more points on the truck. That thing was like streamlined.
Coming down the silver line.
You probably can't break the windows on that one.
Look at this. This time it's really, really personal. Jaws 19. Welcome to Texaco.
Texaco even still around nowadays? I don't think I've ever seen it.
No.
Yeah, didn't Texaco go out of business or something?
They got bought out by.
Yeah, who bought them though? Was it BP?
It was BP or Shell, one of those two. I can't remember which
Shell,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, by now, that hologram stuff is definitely legit. Back in 2015, maybe not so much.
Shark still looks fake.
I mean, it's probably better. It's probably better now.
Well, yeah, if you see some of the stuff they have gone on in Vegas, they've got that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But now you don't have to worry about traffic.
Oh, why would you do that to an old Bel Air model? God, I hate that.
You're like, nope.
I'm a classic car guy. Just leave the old bodies alone.
Really? I forgot you were a classic car fan.
The Roger Rabbit.
Yep, there's the Roger Rabbit Easter egg. There's the Jaws one on the left. Jaws 1 and 2. Yeah, Jaws 1 and 2.
Surprising Perrier is still a thing, but it now has more competition.
This was the first time I ever heard the song Beat It by Michael Jackson in this movie.
Really? You had never heard it before this?
No.
You were sheltered, weren't you, Ryan?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
But I heard it in this movie, and I thought, oh, this...
Did you realize that was Michael Jackson on the screen?
Yeah.
Wait, that was Michael Jackson?
Well, no, it wasn't. It's an impersonator, obviously.
Oh, I thought you meant like that was actually like him doing that.
No. It was impersonator, I believe. Welcome to the Cafe 80s, where it's always morning in America, even in the afternoon. By the way, for those of you just joining us, this is the 35th anniversary watch-along of Back to the Future Part 2 from 1989. We're joined by Tim and Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan. If you want to watch the movie along with us, you're more than welcome to do so. Just queue up your copy on what is known as physical media or streaming service. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. And if you're watching this live or on a replay, we thank you very much for being with us. Tim, where are we at in the film?
We are at 13:44.
13 minutes, 44 seconds. So queue up your copy. Watch the movie along with us. If you have any comments about it, fun facts, questions, what's your ranking of the trilogy? Let us know any and all your thoughts in the comments or the chat. We would love to hear from you. Tough break, kid. Must be rough being named after a complete butthead. Man, Thomas F. Wilson was so committed to these roles, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best part of this movie for me, is all the Biff/Griff sequences. That's right.
I think he's the best.
One person that probably gets like the most growth in this movie is the Biff character.
But I mean, through all three movies, he was very committed with those roles.
Very committed.
Yeah.
Putting on all the prosthetics, the makeup, the suits, all of them.
Characterizations.
Yep. Different generations of Tannen family members. It's insane. Hey, Grabs, I told you 2 coats of wax on, not just 1. Just put the second coat on last week. Oh, yeah, with your eyes closed? Are you 2 related? Hello? Anybody home? What do you think? He just calls me Grandpa for his help. He's Griff. Griffs.
Griff.
And in a sense, too, now that I'm thinking about those drink dispensers, we kind of do have those in certain bars, but more of the filling of the, like when you put the cup on it, automatically has that fill instead of just bringing it up. But
I think it would be cool if we had drink dispensers that just bring it right up and then open up the little window, then you just take it right out like Marty did with the Pepsi Perfect. There was a limited edition of that, by the way, Pepsi Perfect. Did anyone buy that? No one got it. I like to get that just as a collector's item.
The little Elijah Wood.
Yep, Elijah Wood before he was Elijah Wood. Yeah. Oh, what was the name of the game he was playing? Wild Gunman. Anybody else play that game when they were a kid? No.
I mean, there were some shooters. I don't know if it was necessarily like that authentic old school like. There was always something.
When I was a kid, when we had before it was a Pizza Hut, it was like a little quickie stop, kind of like a little Speedway or something. They had one of those shooter arcade games in the back by the magazines. While reading the wrestling magazines when we were younger.
Wrestling, yeah.
There's
a lot of things going on in the wrestling business right now. Oh my gosh.
Oh, don't get me started.
I know, right, Ryan? You and your friends run a podcast talking about that sort of thing.
The Bronies United.
We'll see if we have another dusty finish at this WrestleMania.
Yeah, the question on everybody's mind is, can Cody Rhodes finish the story?
They need to be done with it.
Did that nail actually go into his balls, or where did it go? Because see, that's something that actually is true now. With women with like the long nails, even though they're not a ring, but
you're the father. Wrong answer, McFly. I like to meet these supporting characters at cons and say, hey, what was it like filming? But I mean, I know they get the question every time, but filming the sequence in the Cafe 80s, what was that like? Especially when you had to grab young Marty Jr.'s nutsack and throw him over the table.
It's like Griff can already tell he's different looking at him.
Now, let's hear the right answer. Wow, since when did you become the physical type? Griff is so good in this. He's great. The answer is no, Griff. No? I said no.
This I will never understand.
What, the whole chicken thing?
Yes. One of the most benign words you could call somebody.
Okay, but to be honest, with when this was filmed, it works in the
80s. In the 80s.
Yes.
In a bubble, I know, but
chicken. All right, punk. How do you look? Oh, almost goes for it.
He's got augmentation.
He's got biotic implants.
Too bad he didn't have a cup for a shield.
I know, right?
I would definitely say bionic implants. That is a thing for 2015 for sure, though. None that actually made you taller.
No,
it was still in its infancies.
Hoverboard. We never got the hoverboards, guys.
Well, we got a hoverboard, but it was BS.
Yeah, Mattel never made us our hoverboards.
Well, they're kind of working on. There was a documentary they were working on one.
I've actually seen a legitimate hoverboard work, but it's like twice the size of that thing.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
just for the power requirements.
yeah. They're not slim like they are in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there a husband and wife team working on a
Yeah,
hoverboard at one?
that's the one that did the documentary. Yeah.
Okay, so did they get it to like fully work, or they
Yeah,
still?
it's basically like how a maglev works with the magnetic push against it. It still worked, lifted them probably, I want to say, a foot off the ground, but it's just the power with it. It was just, it's a lot.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days we'll get hoverboards, guys.
I think once the technology comes around, which is honestly pretty close.
That's the thing. Like, technology is evolving every single day, so
Yeah.
you never know, right? I mean, it's
Oh god, that's such a. Those are.
By the
such
way,
huge
this is another
cars
thing
have
that
such
this
ugly
is another
bodies.
thing that bothers me about this movie. He could easily just jump from the water to the other side. It's not that far, but they make it seem like it's 30 feet away. Those boards don't work on water unless you've got power.
It's Hollywood magic, Ryan. Just ignore it.
Yeah, but I mean, look. That's such an easy jump. I could make that.
It's like when we watch the Transformers movies. We just turn off that part of our brain and we just enjoy the carnage and violence.
Suspension of disbelief is what we call
There
it.
you go.
I don't want to get wet. I think that's understandable.
Gosh, I could easily make that jump. Even if
But
I did
it makes
have
more sense too when we'll see here in a few seconds.
Yeah.
When he's coming for him, you could still hit. At least when he goes underwater, he's not going to get hit.
Batter up.
Yeah, see, I couldn't make that jump. I don't know if he could. With that little bit of room that you have on the board.
Boom, jumps into the water. Oh. That board flips off. The other three, bang, right through the glass windows.
In 2015, that'd be a YouTube video.
But also here too, that board ricochets off into the building. It's in the stairway. Now watch.
Suspension of disbelief on that one?
Yes, but this part here, when he's talking to the little girl, we'll see it come up here.
Oh, that's right. How did she get it out of there so fast?
Exactly. That's what I want to know. Like,
how did she get it out? How did she get it out of there so fast? Because plus the cops were already there.
Yeah,
Well,
and she's on the other side with him.
A certain amount of minutes that have passed from when he was in the water to when he was walking up the steps. He had to get out of the pool, walk around. So she probably got the other side.
I got a pit bull now. Come on now. Save the clock tower. By the way, that gentleman is the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Oh, this guy here?
Yeah, the guy right here is the voice of Roger Rabbit. He and Bob Zemeckis are close friends.
Yep.
That's the voice actor in the flesh, although he's wearing prosthetics to play an old man. Against Miami, huh? Who would have thought? 100-1 shot. We should go back to the beginning of the season. Put some money on the Cubs. No, I just meant that Miami. What did you just say? I said I wish I could go back to the beginning of the season. Put some money on the Cubbies. And they did. They won the World Series in 2015. So this movie got that right.
I have to wonder how many people actually went ahead and bet money that year.
Oh God, probably.
That's a good question. How many people did spend money on that? It's called a dustbuster.
I remember when
I love that it's only up to 2,000 because, like, after that, you don't want to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, did you ever see the meme that was going around during the lockdown that says, "Hey Marty, we're going to the future," and he says, "What? Don't go to 2019 or 2020." Basically, go anywhere but 2020.
2012, 2013 weren't exactly great years either, but
no, but they weren't as bad as the lockdown was.
No, but
I mean, the lockdown took a lot out of us, man. What in the name of Sir Isaac H. Newton happened here? Good Lord. Your kid. Great Scott, the sleep inducer. I was afraid of this. There wasn't enough power to not sign up for a full hour. Dang.
They just leave Biff falling away.
Hey, Doc, look at this. It's changing. I love this line. I laugh so much every time.
Oh, look at the USA Today camera. That's basically
I was
Basically.
framed. Oh, it's so good. So good. I was framed.
Probably give it enough time, you're going to see, instead of like paparazzi, it's just drones flying around cameras.
Yeah, you see, this is the sad thing about paparazzi. They're responsible for getting certain celebrities killed. So, this is why we don't like paparazzi. What's this? It's a souvenir. 50 years of sports statistics. Hardly recreational reading material, Marty.
Yeah, by the way, I love that he's like butthurt about the almanac. Never says anything about the hoverboard.
But at the same time,
have your own company.
At the same time, Doc, you built a flying machine, or you built a time machine. You turned it into a flyer. You put a fusion reactor in there. You know, what's a little gambling?
I know. What's the matter with having a little info in the future? You know, it's not that big a deal. For those of you just joining us, this is, in fact, Back to the Future Part 2's 35th Anniversary Watch-Along. I am your host, Ryan of Anti-Quote Channel, joined by my co-hosts, Tim and Ryan the Real Dealer Regan. If you're just joining us, you can watch the movie along with us. You can queue up your copy on physical media or a streaming service. Share your favorite thoughts about it, favorite things about the trilogy, anything positive, negative, or otherwise in the comments or the chat. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or what is known as a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 25:43.
25 minutes, 43 seconds. So queue up your copy, watch along with us, enjoy it. Let's take a trip to 2015 and everywhere in between. Jennifer,
Another thing that hasn't aged well. Here, the cops are both women, and they're actually doing their job.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I had to. 2015.
Yeah, 2015. A lot of things have changed. Yeah. Maybe we destroy the entire universe. Granted, that's a worst case scenario. The destruction, in fact, would be very localized, just limited merely to our own galaxy. Well, that's a relief.
Always a positive spin.
I sure hope we find Jennifer before she finds herself. The Skyway's jammed. It's going to take us forever to get there. By the way, they have, you can find this on backtothefuture.com. They have the actual Gray's Sports Almanac for people to buy, and I bought a copy.
I remember seeing that when it came out.
Yep. It came with the original bag and the receipt, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the whole 9, man. It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool.
Going back, how does the Skyway get jammed?
I know. I don't get that either.
But also at the same time, too.
Yeah. It's just weird, right?
Here's a big plot hole.
There's a lot of plot holes.
This idea. What if Doc Brown would have locked his car?
So no one could get in.
Exactly.
And then Biff would have been able to get in.
Well, did he design the time machine with locks?
It's a DeLorean. They had locks.
Yeah, they have locks. I don't think Doc Brown ever used them, though, did he? I don't think he did. He didn't use the lock.
No.
Into the door or anything, and I don't think they had a fob for it.
Well, no, it was. I think it's on there. I'd have to take a look, but I'm pretty sure they still kept that at.
We do have smart devices that can open up, that can lock and open your doors, and we do have smart devices that can turn on your lights.
Yeah,
but DeLoreans didn't have those.
No, but there are smart devices in 2015 that can turn your lights on and off.
But that's 2015. This is still 1985 vehicle.
Right. Your turn to the Scenery Channel. Broadcasting beautiful views 24 hours a day. I'm in the future. There's her wedding photo. I get married in the chapel of love.
That was definitely a Vegas wedding.
Oh, it was a Vegas wedding, Ryan?
It had to have been.
Had to have been.
The old shotgun wedding.
Yeah, you know, the crazy thing is Michael J. Fox plays both son and daughters in this movie. That's Michael J. Fox as Marlene. Yeah.
Sad thing is, I know girls that look like her now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that
Like, I don't want to say Michael J. Fox makes a decent woman, but he kind of did.
what happened? How did he do that? I was out on the golf course. Are you folks home yet? I brought pizza. Oh, who's gonna eat all that? Oh, see. I wish we had that. The hydrate level 4, please. Wish we had that. Then we wouldn't have. Then I wouldn't have to go out and get my own pizza.
I'm still waiting for the food synthesizers from Star Trek, but
Yeah, dude, Tim, I'm with you on that one, bro. I want the food synthesizers, or I want the Black & Decker hydrate level 4, please. The hydrators. I want that.
But I'm saying with the food synthesizer, you can get anything.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. Did I ask you this question or before or not? What's your favorite Star Trek series? You have a favorite or no?
For the longest time, it was probably, and it's probably going to be very controversial for a lot of heavy Star Trek fans. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, it was The Next Generation and the original series were neck and neck, and then Deep Space Nine was more the keeping with the traditions but testing them. But then that kind of got replaced with me with the Enterprise because I love the going back to the beginning to see the origins of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that DS9 is your favorite, or?
Well, Enterprise.
Oh, wow, Enterprise! Holy cow!
Yeah, that's probably gonna piss a lot of
some people
Star Trek
off.
fans off, but I like the aesthetics and going back to that beginning to see the formation.
I just like Jolene Blaylock. So.
Yeah, well, that was a plus.
Wait a minute, who was on it? Dee Dee Blaylock? Who was it?
No, Jolene.
Oh,
Blaylock.
Jolene Blaylock.
She played the female Vulcan, the second officer or first officer.
Officer. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I've never seen Enterprise. I've seen episodes of. I mean, I know what TOS is, and like you don't need to watch a full episode to get the gist of it. But I've seen episodes of TNG, DS9, and Voyager, but I never saw Enterprise.
Yeah.
So can't comment or speculate on Enterprise, even though I do like Scott Bakula. He's a great actor.
Each of the series had their own feel too. Like TOS, they were those self-contained 60s style episodes. TNG kind of mirrored that, but also had like their plot episodes. DS9 was their big war episode or war series. Voyager trying to replicate what TNG did, and then Enterprise kind of its own thing. It's weird.
I don't think we have TVs that can stream 6 channels at once.
I wish we did.
That would be kind of cool. I'd be like, I mean, there's no way I could pay attention to that because I can't multitask. But if there was a TV that I could watch 6 channels, I would be like, okay, I want ESPN, ACCN, I want the weather, I want AccuWeather, I want what is it, USA Network, and I want what's another one I like, Sundance and IFC. I would just name like 6 channels.
Ryan, you can probably remember this as a kid. Parmesan, I don't know if you ever did this, but especially like for Mondays, because it was always like football night and wrestling night, I would have like another TV for the for USA to watch Raw, and then for Monday Night Football on the other one. They're with the big cube TVs, I guess you can call them, compared to the flat screens now. But
jeez,
right.
God.
And here, buddy, close the door if you're leaving the car.
Yeah, didn't even bother to close it. And now Biff
it still has the in the door. It still has it in the yeah. It still has it in the handle. I can tell. It still has a keyhole.
Yeah, the keyhole thing. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not. So Tim's not wrong.
Yeah.
I just question anything that like if Biff can use it. I don't know if it's that good.
Oh gosh, probably not. Oh great, the atrocity channel.
Hydrate level 4, friendly Ryan.
Bumbling bell rings. Ding. Is it ready? Here you go. Oh boy, mommy sure can't hydrate a pizza.
I'm sorry. As a pizza guy, that does not look like good pizza.
What are you talking about? It looks fine. You don't like it? I mean, first of all, I'm not that big of a Pizza Hut fan, but even so, that pizza looks pretty good.
Well, yeah, compared to the big box of grease you get for Pizza Hut nowadays.
Yeah. I don't know. What's that
Fruit
called?
stands is definitely for real.
Garden center. Excuse me. Garden center. Wouldn't that be cool if we had a garden center? We could just pick out grapes and stuff like that.
And the shades are essentially Google glasses.
Yes. They're
Mhm.
Google glasses. Hey, Dad, you got a telephone call. It's Needles. Dad, it's for you. All right. Take down the den. Excuse me. I like this guy, by the way. Flea. I like this. Hey, Big M. How's it hanging, McFly? Hey, Needles. So, did you take a look at that business proposal of mine?
I love how it gives you the address too.
Someone named Needles.
Yeah, it gives you the name, the phone number, and the address of where he's calling you from. Isn't that Google Glasses? No.
Well, not only that, it goes into like hobbies and interests too, and their birth date, everything.
So isn't that like a Facebook profile then?
Essentially.
Is it Facebook? Or is
I
it
mean, video calling, that's easy.
Yeah, we definitely got more than enough technology to do those things now.
Oh yeah.
Because people do, what do they use? They use Skype, they use Zoom.
Well, Skype no more, no, but definitely
Oh.
like FaceTime,
Well, they do use Zoom. So.
WhatsApp.
Yeah, people use Zoom, WhatsApp. They use
Telechat or tele.
Is it called
Gram.
Telechat?
Whatever it is, it's
There's Google Hangouts or Google. No, it's called Google Meet. Google Meet. That's what it is.
Oh, I thought they just fully got rid of it.
No, they're still using it,
Just
man.
kind of replaced it.
No, it's called Google Meet now.
Oh Lord.
I don't mind it. It's, it's good for what I need it to do. So
Yeah.
you pick and choose what you want to use. That's really all it is. You tell me.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't my fault, sir. Needles did anyway. Oh gosh, you cooperated. No, sir. It was a sting operation. I was setting them up. Read my facts. By the way, nobody should be using fax machines anymore. Nobody.
Yeah.
The fax machine should, no go.
I think that died in 2004, 2005.
Is that when they stopped making them?
Well, I mean, for like the big uses of them, I think kind of ended. Some businesses still had them, but
Don't hospitals still use them?
No, I think they finally outdated them.
Oh, hospitals got rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought hospitals were still using fax machines. I guess
don't
not.
think they are.
Hospitals, first responder. I don't know. Who knows?
That is a
Well, with all
I saw one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. What was that?
No, just seeing Marty sitting there with his gray hair and strumming his guitar. It's like, that's a guy that needs to buy a Jaguar.
Buy a Jaguar. Why don't you? Jaguar. Oh, look, there's two Jennifers. Look at that.
Older Jennifer's hair is just awful.
Yeah,
I
it is.
know.
That's
It's
like
like one of
a-
those
I
old
always wondered
arrow
what
hats.
people said to each other when they bump into each other. I always wondered what they said because I could never make it out. And the one Jennifer says I'm old, the other one says I'm young, because that's what my closed captioning just said.
Here's the thing too with that. When Biff is coming in for the landing,
Yeah.
he's driving it like a stick, but it's a flying car. At that point, your stick is
Ooh, and
irrelevant.
he just broke his cane off, man.
Oh, he's having a heart attack.
Look at his cane. Like, it's laying right there on the floorboards, I should say. She fainted. She just said I predicted. She found herself. She'll be fine. Let's just get her back to 1985. Then I'm going to destroy the time machine. For those of you joining us and wondering what on earth is going on here, this is the 35th anniversary watch-along of Back to the Future Part 2. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you're watching this live or what is known as a replay, we thank you for being with us. If you want to watch this movie along with us, you can do so on physical media or what is known as a streaming service. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 38:08.
38 minutes, 8 seconds. Cue it up. Watch it along with us. It's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. We're having a blast. And quite frankly, there is a lot of suspensions of disbelief, some plot holes, and Biff doesn't know how to fly a car.
I think that's how you work with suspension of disbelief. You just throw so much out there of like what could be and possibilities. If you give the audience enough, then not having the free time to think about, oh, wait a minute, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, if you give them a good story, they don't care. And this is like we all have watched this movie collectively probably hundreds of times.
Mhm.
So we get to that point of like picking this and that out. But
Mhm.
just for like somebody watching this, it's a good enough story. You're just focused on the story.
And the best parts are with Biff/Griff anyway. So,
Which, mind you, I do have to ask: did Biff die when he left
Yeah,
the DeLorean?
yeah.
oh, when he's bracing
Mhm.
himself up against the trash. what do you
Yeah, he
call
had
it?
a heart attack.
Oh, okay. So that's what that was.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that was.
I thought maybe
Okay.
he like stabbed himself with the cane or something. That's why it broke off. But
He was having a heart attack, and then it started when he was coming out. That's why he broke the cane off. And then,
Oh,
as you can
okay.
tell, when he got to that car, it was like fully set in. And with being really old, it's more fatal the older you get.
Mm-hmm.
okay, I was wondering what always happened to him. Like, how did that work out? Because
That's a good
I
question.
mean, you've got a man as old as Doc driving around in that thing. Doesn't seem to bother his body at all. But apparently, if you're old enough, driving 88 miles per hour can be hazardous.
Well, he did go to that rejuvenation clinic, so yeah, it worked out for Doc, not so much for Biff over there when he had that heart attack and fell after he had already left the vehicle. So
Well,
He
I think
rejuvenated.
old man Biff is far older than Doc Brown.
no, he is, but I'm just saying that Doc had the advantage of going to a rejuvenation clinic. So
Yeah, but I mean, Biff could have just been in bad health to begin with, too.
well, he did have those match books, so maybe he smoked a lot. I don't know.
Well, Biff rejuvenated his entire life. So
Yeah, maybe he wasn't a smoker. Maybe I'm thinking of this all wrong. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'm way off base here. By the way, how many of us had this whole trilogy on VHS? Because the only movie I had was the original on VHS, and then for the longest time, they didn't come out with the DVDs until the 2000s. So then I went ahead and I mean, this is a different version of it though. But I remember going and I think did my parents get it for us? I think they did. They went out and they got the box set right here. Has all three movies.
that's the one I have.
Yeah, you have that one. Okay, so I
And
have
with
this.
the little DeLorean keychain that has like all the little extras from all three
Mhm.
movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got the Mr. Fusion on the back, but then it also has like the train track wheels.
Yeah, I didn't get it till Blu-ray. I had the 30th anniversary. That's how I got all the the Blu-ray copies.
Yeah, I did the
For
same
Voodoo.
thing. I did the
Yeah.
same thing when it came out with the 25th anniversary Blu-ray. I bought it, and then
That's
5
what it
years
was.
later, when it came out with the 30th, I was like, you know what? Forget about 25 years. I want the 30th anniversary because it has more features on it. So, and I did. I still have it.
I don't think it had too many more features, honestly.
Yeah, but it still had stuff that I wanted to see, so I bought it anyway.
Yeah.
I bought the 30th anniversary trilogy on Blu-ray, and then I got this as a backup, all three
Mhm.
movies on DVD, which will become very handy because next year, Back to the Future Part 3 turns 35, and we will be celebrating that on Movie Watchalong, which is my favorite sequel, by the way, of this trilogy.
Really?
Yeah, what state is Hell Valley taking place in?
California.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's all California.
No, because I'm just trying to think like whether it's the original timeline or this timeline. Yeah, it's California.
Yeah, it says October 26, 1985. It can't be. Drop it.
This is so South Side.
So you're the one
This would be the evolution of Strickland, no matter the timeline.
who's been stealing
Pulling a
newspapers.
shotgun on the kids.
It's me, sir. It's me, sir. It's Mario. What? Mario, don't you know me from school, sir? I've never seen you before in
He
my
got
life.
kicked out of Eternia and had to come back to California, so that's why he's a little disgruntled.
That's right. I am a slacker. Remember, you gave me detention last week. The school burned down 6 years ago. Now you got exactly 3 seconds to get off my porch with your nuts intact. No, I just want to know what's going on here. Ah! Hey,
Eternia, is that where he got the shotgun run?
What is it?
Well, yeah, Masters of the Universe. He decides to stay in Eternia instead of going.
Oh,
down.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. By the way, speaking of which, fun fact for you guys. Ryan, I finally sat down and watched Masters of the Universe a couple weeks ago. First time.
You never watched that one yet until recently either?
Dude, there's a bunch of Well, here's the thing. When I went to the mom and pop place, right? By the way, this is where I found this.
Yeah.
By the way, so I got this at a reasonable price, right? So not only that, they had this box set called the Babes, the Bombs, and Blockbusters of Canon Films that had 8 movies and the behind the scenes documentary on the fall of the studio.
Mhm.
And one of the movies just happened to be Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren, right? So I
Yeah.
watched the movie and I'm like, dude, this is actually a fun fantasy adventure movie. I like this movie. And it had Courtney Cox in it, man. It's insane.
And took place in Jersey.
And it took place in Jersey, which makes Ryan the Real Dealer Regan very happy. So, Ryan,
I always found
mean
it all right. It's just really campy.
Yeah, but Ryan, do you watch Masters of the Universe once every year?
I watch it on occasion. It's one of those things like when I was growing up, not necessarily to age myself, but like I had a nice collection of He-Man stuff. He-Man was like the first franchise I really gleamed onto.
Nice.
So growing up with that and watching the different iterations of the cartoons, especially the ones we have now on Netflix, it's always a nice little joy to see it all somehow connect. And then the movie, as disassociated from the animated series as it was, I still enjoyed it. It was a bad movie, but it's one of those good bad movies.
It's a good bad movie. Yeah, yeah. That's why I enjoy it. And by the way, who was it? It was the actor's name. What's his name? Frank Langella as Skeletor was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, his lines are just so quotable.
He's good too. And you know, by the way, years later, Frank Langella goes back and he says that was one of my favorite roles to play was Skeletor.
Yeah, he just hated the makeup.
Yeah, he probably wasn't a big fan of the prosthetics, but he did love playing the character. So you got to give Frank Langella some credit here.
And I just think about how much they actually took from that movie and put it into the Netflix series. Even Grildor gets a callback. I'm like, of all the characters.
I don't know. Here's the thing. And by the way, you can find this. This is online. The 9, what is it called? The 9-disc box set of the Babes, Bombs, and Blockbusters of Canon Films. So the 4 movies that I liked out of the 8 that were in there, because the 9th disc was the behind-the-scenes documentary on the rise and fall of Canon Films. It's called Electric Boogaloo. For those of you who are wondering what we're talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm. Okay, so you know where I'm going with this. So the 4 movies that stood out to me, or the ones that I enjoyed, were this: Masters of the Universe. Okay, I'm not ashamed to say it. I like Masters of the Universe. The Hitman with Chuck Norris. Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Dude, The Hitman's great though. I love The Hitman. The Hitman is so good. So The Hitman, and what was the other one? Cobra with Sylvester Stallone. Cobra is great. You're a disease, and I'm the cure. And Over the Top. I thought Over the Top was good, right? That's
the
one
less
with
said
Sly
about
Stallone.
Superman for the Quest for Peace, the better.
Yeah, that's true. But Ryan, did you enjoy The Hitman or Cobra or Over the Top by any chance? Or you don't care?
I'll be honest, never watched many of the canon action movies.
Okay, well,
should.
You're not.
I was gonna say you could find this box set on eBay for probably like $10.
Oh,
probably.
And here's where we stop becoming family friendly.
Yeah, because we're on the 27th floor.
We're
on the 27th floor, Ryan.
You're so.
I don't know. What does he say? I can't make it out.
Big.
You're so big.
Your titties are big.
Yeah.
By the way, Leah Thompson has the costume from that movie. She kept it from set. Did you guys know that? You didn't know that, did you?
Oh,
Yes,
no.
I did.
Okay, Ryan. Apparently, Ryan knew it. Did you get kicked out of another boarding school? Dude, Biff in this timeline is amazing. He's so good. Whoa.
I was about to say, he's like one part Trump, one part the Colonel from Elvis.
Oh, jeez.
I was gonna say one part Trump, one part Elvis, but just
yeah.
Okay.
Look at him.
Parts. We didn't say how many parts is the total.
Yeah, true. But look at him. He's a butthead just like his old man was. Don't you dare speak that way about George. You're not even half the man he was.
Just Billy Zane with a cowboy hat. I can't.
I know. But he was funny when he says, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. The easy way.
At least Billy Zane gave us Phantoms.
Dude, that and the Phantom.
Oh, that's what I meant, the Phantom.
Yeah, The Phantom is a great movie. Criminally underrated, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, the Phantom turns 30 in 2 years, so you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to be here watching and celebrating the greatness that is the movie known as The Phantom. I've met Billy Zane at a convention. Very nice man. Good guy. These things. Anyway, For those of you wondering what the banter is going, what kind of banter we're doing here, this is Back to the Future Part 2's 35th anniversary watch along. Don't forget to like and share this so everyone you know. If you want to watch the movie along with us on what is known as physical media or a streaming service, you're more than welcome to do so. And don't forget to like and share this to everyone you know. And if you're watching this live or on a replay, we thank you for being with us. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 49:08.
49 minutes, 8 seconds. Cue up your copy of the movie. Watch along with us. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts about it, about the trilogy, maybe even the animated series that came after this, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. We're more than happy to hear from you because every scene that Biff is in, he steals it.
It's weird for me. I had to wait for that time because I'm weird. I watch it with closed captions with the movies.
Well, here in the studio, we kind of have to. So, yes.
Yeah.
Just letting people know what we're doing because we are actually watching the movie. We're not just sitting here bantering. We're actually watching the movie. So
yeah,
we're just watching our ends on different ends of our studios. So
yeah.
By the way, I have to say credit to Lorraine here,
Leah Thompson.
The characterization that Leah Thompson does with the beaten and broken housewife that basically is just run through by Biff. Like. This is probably some of her best dramatic stuff that I've seen.
Oh, okay.
This is a woman who almost had sex with a duck. So,
do we really have to talk about that? I mean, just no.
Hey, it's all Spielberg and Lucas, baby.
I don't care. That movie never happened for me.
No, it's canon, Ryan.
I don't care. No, it's not. It is not canon. It is not canon.
The collector's edition.
It is not canon.
Yes, it is.
How is it canon? And what edition are you even talking about?
When Howard the Duck showed up, what was it? The end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1 after the collector's shop.
Oh yeah, that was a bonus. That was an end credit scene. Yeah,
he's canon.
Yeah, but not the iteration that George Lucas did.
It's definitely a different Howard.
Yeah, it's definitely a different Howard the Duck. Ryan, you see what I'm saying?
We have multiverses now too. So.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this much. If Kevin Feige is smart enough, he won't include George Lucas and Spielberg's creation of Howard the Duck.
He's not. I'm sorry.
He's not going to. I mean, Deadpool 3 is going to have a lot of cameos in it, though.
Oh my God. George McFly's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, shoot. You're right. It says April. What was the...
It said April 1st.
Yeah, but what year was that? Shoot, I missed it. Okay, well, when he takes his flashlight and puts it back on the gravestone,
73.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what was April 1st?
Oh, sorry, 38.
38, thank you. All right, April 1st, 1938. Wow, so George McFly's birthday's tomorrow, guys. March 15th, 1973. I went to the public library. The whole place was boarded up and shut down, so I just broke in and borrowed some newspapers. I don't get it, Doc. I mean, how can all this be happening? It's like we're in you-know-what or something. No, it's Hill Valley, although I can't imagine this being much worse.
I mean, it is still California. No matter how you look at
it. True, and things are not always sunshine and rainbows in the state of California, are they, Ryan?
Oh, if anything, I mean, basically, he looks like a squatter at this point, but still.
Look at the bright. Well, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, by the way, but look at the bright side. At least California didn't have an incident happen on a bridge at 1:30 in the morning. Recently, you know what I'm talking about?
That's true.
The incident with the bridge. Yeah, the incident with the bridge.
Yeah.
Very upsetting about that. Yeah. By the way, very tragic about that, by the way, and I hope all the families and the people involved in that are okay, and you know, the cleanup situation is underway, so I hope that goes over well, and it's going to take a very long time for that situation to recover, but you know, hearts and minds and prayers go out to the people who are struggling with that right now.
And I do love that they do stick with science on this with the
explanation of the timeline.
Yes, because in science, there's nothing against Einstein laws of going forward to the future, but if you could go back, you do create that alternate timeline where you're not affecting with the original timeline.
Biff was in the time machine with the sports almanac.
Yeah, this whole speech, everything Doc does was the basis for anything time travel for like decades.
Yeah, and then we get a movie that comes out sometime later, and all three of us were there in the theater when this happened. I think it was it the first one or the second? No, it was the second one. So in Endgame, he said, Ant-Man looks at everybody and says, "Wait a minute, you're telling me all the stuff they said in Back to the Future and the Terminator was BS?"
Yes.
About time travel? That's what Ant-Man is referencing. Apparently so.
No, he's not. He's still not wrong.
Yeah, but he's not right either.
No, yeah.
But they still created different alternate timelines from their intervention in Endgame.
Yeah, when they do the time heist.
Yeah.
Which is what Ant-Man calls it, I think.
Because, that's where we got the Loki series from, was technically that timeline offshoot when he escapes.
Yeah, and then Short Round ends up in that timeline with Loki too. Ki Kwan, Short Round.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, he made a big comeback in his career. 40 years later, almost 40 years later after the events of Temple of Doom.
But you couldn't put him in a new Indiana Jones movie. No, we had to skip Short Round.
It would have been nice if he had shown up, though.
I know, it would have.
I still like Dial of Destiny, to be honest, but I do understand a lot of people's gripes with it.
I'd rather take Kingdom of the Crystal Skull over it.
Well, here's the thing. I still like I like Dial of Destiny a heck of a lot more than I like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But for me personally, it's still a trilogy. There was Raiders, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, and that's it.
Yeah.
The other two movies were just.
That's kind of like how I view Star Wars.
Better than Crystal Skull, for sure.
What was that, Ryan?
Dial of Destiny was definitely better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. It's just overall, I'm going to consider Indiana Jones as a trilogy because I actually, and we're going to discuss this later in later in 2024, respectively, because Temple of Doom turns 40 later this summer. So I actually really have come to like Temple of Doom more so than I did before.
Bad. It's good.
Yeah, Temple of Doom is not as bad as I remember it. So basically what I'm saying is I'm a fan of the overall original trilogy of Indiana Jones rather than just being a fan of Raiders and Last Crusade.
This also gives you just so many flash aheads of the next movie to come, too, with everything.
Mm-hmm. Clint Eastwood. Hey,
what
are you doing in here? Party's over, Biff. Sorry, ladies. How did you get past my security downstairs?
He looks like he's about to pee in the pool.
I know, right? It's a little matter we need to talk about.
Like,
money,
like,
right?
Let it out, let it through the way.
He's got R. Kelly all over.
Hey, come on now. Come on. There's a little matter we need to talk
almanac?
about.
Here's your almanac.
Yeah, Gray's Sports Almanac. You heard him, girls. Party's over. Start talking, kid. What else you want to know about that book? First, you tell me how you got it. How, where, when. All right? Take a seat. Tom Wilson, man. I hope to meet you at a Comic-Con one day, Tom Wilson. For sure.
I thought you met him already.
No, the only person I've met is Chris Lloyd.
Oh, okay. That's
the only person I've met. I've met Chris Lloyd, and then I got Bob Gale and Leah Thompson's autographs through a friend of mine.
I mean, they've all come through Jersey. I'm surprised they haven't hit you up.
They should, because I want to see Michael J. Fox is not doing so well. So I hope to see him before he stops doing shows. And I definitely want to see Tom Wilson and Leah Thompson. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've only seen Chris Lloyd. He and I got a picture together with a DeLorean and a clock tower backdrop in the background. That was great. That photo op turned out so well. And yes, you can find that photo on our social media at A&I Quote Channel or at RyanRPM5. Feel free to check it out. Great photo. And thank you, Christopher Lloyd. You're great. Oh, yeah, right. You know your history? Very good. I like when he says that. That's a good line.
I don't see the resemblance.
Crazy old codger with the cane shows up. Says he's my distant relative. I don't see any resemblance.
They all have the same Cro-Magnum forehead.
I know, right? Oh, gosh. So I said, sure. So
they're of European descent, yes.
Is that what you're getting at? Okay.
Well, that's where the Cro-Magnons mostly lived.
Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. I misunderstood that cue.
Yes.
All I have to do is bet on the winner, and I'll never lose. So I say, what's the catch? He says, no catch. Just keep it a secret.
Which, thinking about it now,
mm-hmm.
You can't tell me there wasn't like some loan shark, some government official that saw this man keep winning and winning and winning and not investigate him for fixing everything.
Okay, but at the same time, and we've seen this on our own time,
Have we?
get enough money, you can make problems go away.
Ah, well, he does say later on in the movie, "Kid, I own the police." So
I don't know. With his taste in clothing and aesthetics, I think he probably overspends.
overspends, maybe. I never thought it would be you. Yeah, well, Biff, you're forgetting one thing. What the heck is that? Throws that right at his chair and it sticks too. It's amazing.
And I'm sorry, that's why you don't buy a revolver as a sidearm. Not as accurate.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
Every time I see somebody with like a hidden gun in it, it's like just the same old 6-shooter. Dude, get more bullets. Get yourself a Desert Eagle or something.
Desert Eagle, maybe?
No, don't. No.
What are you saying, Tim? That gun is too heavy?
No, I'm saying it's too few bullets.
Oh, too few. Sorry.
I'm saying it's too, you get too much of a kickback with it if you have a sidearm and know anything about handguns.
Okay, well, if Biff didn't have that one, which one would you recommend that he use?
Well,
For the 2015 timeline,
it could fit in the palm of his hand. It might as well be a Derringer.
I would go with a Smith & Wesson myself.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Or
see,
Glock, one or the other.
There's a roof, but there's nowhere for him to land. Go ahead, kid. Jump. Suicide will be nice and neat. What if I don't? Lead poisoning. So many good one-liners by this character. What about the police, Biff? They're going to match up the bullet with that gun. Kid, I own the police. Got under his skin there with that one. Supposed to put it.
See, this is why I say this one's not as family-friendly as the first one.
No, it's not. It's pretty dark.
No.
Because this is the thing that Lucas and Spielberg and to a certain degree Zemeckis did the same thing. Second chapters of all trilogies are the darkest chapters, and then the third ones lighten things up. Remember?
Well, you kind of have to have that with the heroes at their lowest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Same thing happened in Temple of Doom.
Yeah, Star Trek.
Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
Oh, not Star Trek. I mean Star Wars. I'm sorry. Well, Star Trek 2.
Well, there was Empire Strikes Back, but
yeah,
there was also Star Trek 2. Wrath of Khan got pretty dark at times.
Yeah, and with being in with Temple of Doom, it's technically the prequel to.
Yeah, but it's still the darker chapter.
Yeah,
it's the darkest movie of the whole franchise.
Oh, by far.
It is the darkest.
Especially the alligator scene.
The alligator scene, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll forget about the alligator scene for Temple of Doom for just a minute. What about the scene where the guy gets a heart ripped out of his chest? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Kalima. That's like as dark as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're on the edge of sacrificing Willie Scott, and she's like sweating bullets. She's being lowered down in the fire pit, and then finally Indy shows up and it's like, "Hey, let me pull you out of this thing."
I laugh at that so much
because her screaming is so terrible.
Well, I just mean like the falling of the cage for how long it takes in between when you're seeing the fighting.
Oh yeah. We're going to be talking about that more during the summer when we celebrate the 40th anniversary of Temple of Doom, and then later on after that, we're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Last Crusade. So, lots to celebrate this summer on Movie Watchalong, folks. Oh, here's another one for you. I know no one's going to be maybe not too big a fan. I am, though. It's, hey, call it a guilty pleasure if you want. I don't know. Later on this year, we're going to be celebrating Street Fighter's 30th anniversary.
Oh, okay.
I know, right? I know Ryan O'Regan's going to want in on that one.
I mean, just for the Raw Julia part.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, if you want to sit in on that with me, we'll get to it later in the year, but
that movie was so bad.
Dude, it's so bad that it's great.
If you do it,
I know, that's why I'm laughing. I enjoyed it so much.
It's so bad that it's good. Remember, Ryan? We love that. I love that movie personally.
I know, but I'm saying if you do it, you have to do it on a Tuesday.
Oh, because that's when you're free. Oh, that's because of the line. It's because of the line.
Yes.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but for me, it was Tuesday.
For you, the 30th anniversary of Watchalong of Street Fighter was the biggest day of your life. But for me, it was a Tuesday.
I can't guarantee that we'll be able to do it on Tuesday because of my work schedule. But that's why I do all these things on the weekends, Ryan, because my work schedule is so hectic during the week. So that's what happens when you have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get to a job that starts at 4 and goes until 9 a.m. So, yeah. Which means I have to go to bed early every night, by the way. Like, really early every night.
Also, now that I'm thinking about it, where did he get the money from all those different years?
That's a good question.
Like, did he pickpocket people?
No, that's a good question. That's another plot hole. That's a good point. He had this huge briefcase with all these different amounts of money from different time periods. I'm like, where did he get all that stuff?
Okay, go with me on this.
With the money part?
He's a scientist.
Yeah.
So when he went into each different periods, maybe he knew where to find some gold to trade it in for that era of cash. Like we saw 1836 in there marked in the briefcase date.
Yeah.
You know, he could have done something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Did he do that? That's a good question to bring up.
It could have.
Behind the scenes features, maybe some fun fact trivia I'm not aware of, by the way.
But this is another diving far too deeper into it too.
It's like an inside baseball kind of thing. I don't know. Insider's baseball? Inside baseball. But for those of you wondering what the Bantha Fodder is going on, this is the 35th anniversary celebration of Back to the Future Part 2. We're watching the movie. You can watch it along with us on physical media or what is known as a streaming service. If you're watching this live or on the replay, we thank you for being with us. Do not forget to like and share this with everyone you know. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 23 seconds.
So you can queue up your copy to that point in time, and you can watch the movie, share your thoughts, feelings, positive, negative, somewhere in between or otherwise in the comments or the chat. We love to hear from you. And once again, thank you to both our panelists here, Tim and Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan, for being with us.
And I will say,
there was
$300. Oh,
yeah, the two guy that Biff was talking to.
Yeah.
But I will say for $300 for that time period, that is like way too much.
That's a lot of money to repair a car, right? In 1955, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
The cans go right on the sheet, man.
Right onto Marty's cans.
Yeah, that's... Jeez.
That's why his kid's so fucked up.
Last time. By the way, you can tell in this scene that Leah Thompson has aged.
Really?
In this scene, yeah. Even though it's because the movies came out in 89 and 90, so they, you know, you can tell that certain actors have aged over time in the last 4 years before this movie even came out.
Oh, yeah.
Because her hair is longer and her facial complexion has changed a bit. Not that it's a bad thing. I mean, Leah Thompson's one of the most beautiful women on the planet, but...
No, but see, for me, I always just thought it was like a difference of cinematography. Like, this one was a little bit clearer.
Oh.
Whereas...
Oh,
maybe.
This one was a lot clearer.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like,
you're right. You're right.
Like, you know, the original, like, which would have been in 1985 to this. In that 4-year span, something changed movie-wise.
Oh, technology changed a lot in 4 years.
Yeah, to me, it still looks the same. Like, just could be like a little fuzzy in the original.
Yeah. I mean, they could have just they could have actually like found the lighting button and was like, what does this do? And turned it up.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's the thing. Maybe the lighting is a little bit better here too.
Yeah. You can tell this is split screen too, because they.
Oh yeah, no, that's
they cannot hide it
in front of a green screen or something being split.
Oh, it's a split screen because you could tell right where the window starts, that little front window where it starts. This is probably where old Biff gets a heart attack.
Hey, you figure you'd be able to drive better. Now, see, here's the genius of doing it with this kind of a car. You can do the split right down that middle bar.
Oh yeah. Because they have it for when they design those, they have it perfectly designed with that safety bar in the middle.
Like that could easily just be a television on the other side instead of like a split screen.
Exactly.
Just put it up in front of the window.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can tell the lighting difference in them too if you look at both of them. Because like young Biff is a little bit darker in the background compared to future Biff, but
Well, yeah, if you look at it, like Biff's got shadows right on his cheek, and yet older Biff doesn't.
Yeah. But I mean, it's still very good for what it was at the time.
No, yeah, I mean, they weren't scrutinizing back in these days. Like they are.
No, yeah. This is just with time and what's the word? Hindsight, looking back on it.
No, I mean, as long as it's a step above from what they did with like the old black and white Parent Trap, you know, it's something.
The old black and white Parent Trap.
Yeah, with Haley Mills.
That wasn't black and white. That was color.
There is a black and white version.
Oh, I never saw it. I always saw the color version.
No, I think it was one of those movies back then where it was like it originally had a black and white, but then as color was like progressing with some things, you got one.
I mean,
Like,
maybe they could have. I don't know. I mean, they did that with the Dick Van Dyke Show, if you remember. The first few seasons were black and white, then they went to color.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Some old man was like grabbing my pants and like putting things in the pocket. By the way, now that I think about Marty's outfit, like I know he's trying to be like inconspicuous, but
I was going to bring that up
lady
too.
hat, leather jacket. It's like, who are you kidding? That's barely a spy in the '80s, let alone the '50s.
And for how much money Doc gave him too. Doc gave him like $20, and in the '50s, I was like waving $100 bill around. Like, who the hell has that?
He's looking like Hudson Hawk on a budget. Oh, poor grandma. Kind of makes me wonder, does Biff's grandma look like him but as an old woman?
I always just treated it like a Howard's mom from Big Bang Theory. You never saw her, but you knew she existed.
I know, but considering how strong some of these bloodlines are, that they're basically just like carbon copies of the parents. It's like old woman Biff would be short, like bleh.
Unless they had a very closed breeding line, maybe, but that's the only thing I can really think of.
Well, we already know like potential incest happens in this universe after the first movie, so nothing's off the table.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't with today's modern sensitive audience, I don't think we could. This is like putting it with Blazing Saddles. There's no way in hell a remake's going to happen.
Which actually, hold on, that's got to be the same tunnel too from Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah, that is.
Oh wow, it's like now that I'm seeing like all these Roger Rabbit references in this movie.
I think they shot them on the same studio lot. I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Considering how much of the technology they probably had to utilize between actors playing against their own types versus actors playing against things that would eventually end up being cartoons. It's probably
Well,
all.
I mean, also too in Hollywood, it's cheaper too. You know, it's like whenever the original series of Star Trek, they just used whatever was on the lot for some of those alien worlds. That's why so many of them look like different versions of Earth.
Classic. Don't interfere with your pervious self. And you just see him in the background.
And what's Doc about ready to do?
Like, I thought I knew all the old men in this town. Which I do hate to say it. It's like the difference between young Doc and old Doc is basically just the color of the hair. Nothing else is different. There's just a little tinge of blonde in young Doc.
And you would think at that distance too, he would like, wait a minute. You know what I mean?
I'm at least give the man a toupee. You know, don't cover up the bald spot.
Yeah.
Like, no one prematurely has hair like that unless you're like, I don't know, freaking Leslie Nielsen.
Or working your way to become a Spider-Man supervillain.
You think Willem Dafoe has hair like that? With that much forehead?
Yeah, a little bit early on.
Yeah. He's always just so scowling. It's like everything just comes down.
Yeah.
Oh, since Ryan's not coming back, I guess we should go ahead and say it. Hi, I'm Ryan, not Premizen, Rowegan. And we got here Tim right next to me. We are watching the 35th anniversary watch-along of Back to the Future 2. And what time are we at?
We are currently at an hour, 15 minutes, and 15 seconds.
So we're in the last half hour, final stretch of the film. Obviously, you can go ahead, rewind yourself, cue this up with the original movie, watch it however you want. It is rentable on a lot of platforms for free if you have a subscription to Peacock, which is how I'm watching.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, thankfully no commercials. And
you have the
you'll be back with us eventually. In the meantime, we'll entertain you as best we can as we watch spy guy Marty McFly try to go through the Enchantment Under the Sea dance.
But at the same time, too, these teenagers should be able to look over and just go, something ain't right.
It's just the whole idea of like spiking the punch now. It's like nobody ever spikes the punch. If anything, they pregame before they go to the party.
Yeah. Or you just go to a real party and drink.
Yeah, just drink in the parking lot. No one's going to even bother you if you're in your car. Why even bother with the punch bowl? Why are you wasting your liquor on someone else?
Well, this was in the 50s, 60s.
I mean, I get
Probably
it.
stopped
It's
in
a
the
sharing
70s.
mentality, sure, but you know what? I went to it. My liquor, my friends, my people. Not that I ever drank in high school. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I had to wait till college for that one. Although that does come into question, how inebriated do you think Biff was before he went ahead and tried to attack Lorraine?
Oh, even in the first one, he was pretty conked out of his mind, let's say.
And to know that, at least in this timeline, he's reading the almanac, inebriated, buying into it.
Well, he's not reading the almanac.
Oh, no, not the almanac. No, not now. But
yeah,
to think that he was like that kind of a guy, and he still read it and believed it.
He is pretty gullible. This is before he left for Eternia.
That's not liquor. That's French cologne.
Now, is it me, or does his hair, looking back on it now, look like glued on?
A little bad, especially in the back there, where it's almost mullet-like.
Yeah, it looks like it's glued on.
It is. It definitely is. That is definitely movie hair. That is not real.
Yeah.
You can always tell by how stringy it looks.
Yeah, it looks like the hair they used for the tuffles in the original series of Star Trek.
Oh yeah, no. Real hair like that, it would have been more greased back and then like sticking to the skin more. The way that stuff flails out at some points, where it's like there's almost nothing underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fake.
Yeah.
With mustaches.
And that's where Marty's about ready to get on with his mom.
Ugh.
And not really change the timeline. Futurama proved we can still.
No, he would change the laws of nature if he did it.
Oh, they did in Futurama. He'll be all right. He's his own grandpa.
Bad man. Bad woman. Like, no wonder the brother went to jail, apparently.
Joey the jailbird.
It's like, I'm sorry. How sneaky can you be when your hat is already exposing you before your head gets up?
Yeah.
This is why criminals wear ski caps. It confines everything.
And just a leather jacket, too, if you've worn a leather jacket.
If that was a real leather jacket, that would be making noise every move.
Mm-hmm. I remember these old school desks, too, for teachers. Because we had a few old ones even in the 90s that they didn't update yet.
You don't see that a lot anymore now, do you?
What?
Novelty car horns.
Oh, no. I mean, when I worked at O'Reilly's, we sold them, but they hardly ever sold. The only time they would ever sell is someone got one for their dune buggy, because we have a lot of mud trails for mud toys around where I live.
Oh, because of the sleeve. Maybe Biff isn't such an idiot after all.
No, I mean he's sneaky as hell, but
Conniving would be the best word.
yeah.
Where is he? I don't know.
The moment of realization.
Like a little bit louder, just in case there's somebody in the area.
Strickland couldn't have gotten that far away.
Yeah, there's a lot of deja vu. At least here you can tell this wasn't like reenacted.
Oh no, yeah, this is the original footage.
That's just a cut and paste, maybe like a little bit of an update. That was accurate.
Yeah, I think this was just shot. They probably shot another shot at the original at a wider angle for this, just for.
Possibly.
Yeah, probably not thinking of another movie.
Made me wonder, considering there was like such a stretch of time before from the first one to the second one, did they really plan for the second one to be done regardless of how the first one went?
Probably at that time, I don't think so, but they probably shot different angles for what would look better. Maybe this would have looked better to this, and they were able to reuse a lot of that, cut different angles, probably, I would say.
Possibly, yeah.
Because it's not like now where you start a movie, I want to make a franchise out of it. It's like back then it was, you got one movie. If it did good, maybe you got another one. Then that's where it stopped.
It's one of those things where it kind of makes me wonder. It's like, did they decide on the movie because the technology was there to actually make some of this stuff work? Or was it simply because the other movie made so much money that's like, oh, we have to make a sequel? Just do with it what you can.
Well, in the behind the scenes documentary, it was the studio. They saw the money and they were like, oh, let's do another one. Because Robert Zemeckis, the way he ended the first one, it was an ending. You just thought they'd go off on another adventure. It could have just ended there and they would have been fine. But it did make money, and the studio was like, let's make another one. And that's how we got another one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because back then, if the studio saw the money, okay, let's make another one. Whether it was needed or not for some cases. Like when you mentioned the Haley Mills Parent Trap. Did we need 5 more? No, but Disney Channel did them. Or Disney did them. And I know because I've watched them all.
But Lindsay Lohan.
No, it wasn't Lindsay Lohan. No, it was Haley Mills. It was the first one that we all know and saw. Second one, they were adults with their own kids.
Oh, yes, the made-for-TV movies. That's right.
Yes. And then there was 2 more after that, or 2 or 3 more after that for the made-for-TV movies before we got into the remake era.
Albert. Imagine if it was anybody else that they would have picked. Imagine if his name was Hugo Boss or
Yeah, they're just like, who? The guy with the hat.
My name's Tommy Hilfiger.
It's funny for the names they pick too. It's
No. If you would have remake this today, it would be like, are you okay, Mr. Balenciaga?
oh god. That's why
Balenciaga. Get it right.
That's why Hollywood just don't do it. And I think as long as Zemeckis is alive, he's gonna be like how old Walt was, just pounding his fist on the table, like, no, you're not doing it.
Probably like the biggest noticeable like screen grab, I guess you'd call, with him doing the guitar and then having the actor right up against him. Like you can see the lighting difference. You can see the shadowing difference.
Yeah.
Even now.
Well, I mean, too, also they did very good in fitting in, like when he's up here looking down, of fitting like the backstage of another actor doing it when we don't, like here. You could tell it's a reenactment with another actor there doing the same thing.
Yeah. I'm talking like when we were talking about the cinematography and everything. Just the look of playing the guitar. It's like,
yeah.
Oofa.
I mean, it is a nice looking guitar, though.
But your kids are going to love it. Now, see, that was seamless.
Yeah. I kind of wonder if that was something they cut and like shot in the original one. Because in the original one, they'd want to beat him up.
Right.
So it's kind of like if there's something they just cut out, I kind of wonder.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
Oh, I forgot you were here. What's up, Ryan?
Yeah. No, I'm here. It's good to see you both. And once again, this is the Back to the Future Part 2, I should say, 35th Anniversary Watch Along here on And I Quote channel. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you're watching this live or what is known as a replay, we thank you so much for being with us. And thank you to both Tim and Ron the Real Dealer Regan for being our guests on this episode of Movie Watch Along. Tim, where are we at in the movie?
We are at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 27 seconds.
All right, so that's where we are in the movie. So if you want to queue up your copy, share your thoughts, positive, negative, somewhere in between or otherwise about this movie or the trilogy itself, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Be more than happy to hear from you. And once again, thank you to both Tim and Ryan for being with us. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of plot holes, a lot of interesting twists, a lot of interesting turns, seeing the same exact scenes from the first installment of this trilogy, just from different angles and perspectives.
Oh, Regan, you matched the Permison energy. I kind of give you a little bit point more over the original Ryan, so you know. We did the same thing while you were gone.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What were you doing? Calling out the timestamps and the whole like, hey, if you're watching this, the whole plug.
Oh yeah. Ryan did it like seamlessly.
Nice. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Listen. Someone keeps telling us, two Ryans don't make it right, but actually it does. So thank you, Ryan, for doing that.
Well, it helps when one Ryan's out of commission.
Yeah, it helps. It helps. So thank you again. I do appreciate both of you guys.
I think that was an old model Ford too.
Was it?
Sorry, just going off on a side tangent.
Yeah, no. It's fine. But yeah. But thank you both for doing that. Appreciate you both. You're doing a tremendous job. East towards the River Road Tunnel. Get in.
Doc's driving like he's drunk. Just swaying back and forth.
Going like this. Yep.
Yes.
Swooshy.
I was going to say he's driving like Dr. McKay with the puddle jumper in Stargate Atlantis.
Stargate Atlantis. Okay. That's a 46 Ford. We're in a DeLorean. He'll rip us like tinfoil. Yep, it's a 46 Ford. You were right, Tim.
Yeah, mind you.
Oh, no, I was talking about the red truck went before they...
Oh, the red truck. I'm sorry.
Off. Yeah.
No,
that is a 46 Ford old body, but this is also during the same time whenever we stopped cheaping out on public safety.
Goodness.
No. You could literally take those old body Fords like that because of the steel body.
Oh,
and
really?
Pretty much take them in a head-on collision. It's not that much damage compared to the aluminum we have now.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was not aware of that originally.
Yeah.
And he says, Doc, I'm fine. Just go to the other side. He's like, okay, cool.
Rear view mirror.
I know Biff isn't the best driver, is he? Because he hears all these noises. He looks behind him. Nobody's there, but he doesn't bother to look in the back seat.
Well, no, we were talking about this. It's like at one point you think Biff's just a complete idiot, and then at other points he's actually quite clever. It's like he's a hard man to scale, like intelligence-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then he puts the almanac in the back seat rather than keeping it up front.
In a convertible.
In a convertible, no less.
Anything of wind.
Good old soft top convertibles.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Texas A&M over Rice, 20-10. Maryland defeated Clemson, 25-12. There you go. Maryland defeated Clemson in this situation.
Oh, that happens more often than anything.
Why? When it comes to Maryland and Clemson football games?
Oh no, I watched Clemson for a time because I was an SEC fan for.
Oh really?
I still am with Tennessee.
Oh, with Tennessee, wait a minute, is Tennessee the Volunteers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee Volunteers.
Okay, I was thinking of a different school that, can't remember. Yeah, Tennessee Volunteers. Yeah, the what was it? The Lady Volunteers did okay in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, they do pretty well in basketball every year.
Mm-hmm. Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. Too bad their men's division doesn't, but
yeah, well, their lead scorer, I think, or lead player on the women's side of things is going to the WNBA. She's gonna be like a number 3-4 draft pick or something.
Oh wait, hold on.
WNBA, I think.
I'm being told that's like the NBA, but with all women.
Yes, that's why I just said WNBA.
Okay.
Jeez.
This is why I don't get involved in sports.
Hey, listen, Ryan, perfectly honest, I just started watching college basketball this season for the NCAA tournament anyway, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Fair.
Yeah, first time I've ever done that.
For West Virginia anytime, but...
You're a West Virginia Mountaineers fan?
Oh, that's my alma mater.
Ah, so you're okay. You're West Virginia Mountaineer. I got you.
Yes, I have to root for them by default. Otherwise...
No.
Did you grow up in West Virginia?
Did you grow up in West Virginia or just went to school there?
Who did?
Did you grow up in West Virginia, or did you just go to school
No,
there?
no. Only went to school.
Okay.
At the time, it was cheaper than going to some Jersey schools in state. So it was like,
Far cheaper.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I went to school in Ohio. It was far cheaper.
Home of the Mountaineers in West Virginia.
Yes. Good old Morgantown.
They didn't do too well in the tournament, did they? I don't even think they made it to the tournament.
I'm not sure they did either, but
No, I don't think they even did. They went to the NIT, but
but back in the day, they had one of the best basketball teams.
And now, not so much.
No, but it'll come around again.
Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't keep track of West Virginia. I keep track of the AC. What is it? What is it? Well, what conference is West Virginia in? Are they They're not SEC.
No, SEC is Southern.
No, but
I thought they were Big East.
Are they the Big East though?
I think so.
Big East
Yeah.
or Big Ten, I thought.
Okay. All
Big
right.
East. They're not. I don't think it's Big Ten. I think it's Big East.
All right. I only for now anyway, Ryan. I just follow the ACC because those were the the two teams I started watching when I started watching college basketball was NC State and Notre Dame. So ACC.
By the way, I just realized that has such a covered undercarriage. Imagine maintenance on that car.
What, on the DeLorean?
Yeah, that's what he's getting at.
Everything's covered.
Oh yeah.
An oil change on that thing must be a complete pain.
Not really. If I'm remembering the setup right, they at least kept that normalized compared to most vehicle setups.
Yeah.
But it's like I have to wonder, when he made the DeLorean, did he like gut the whole engine and put in something else?
Oh, what did he use?
And now he's telling Marty to burn the book. He's telling him to burn the book, the sports almanac specifically.
Do it.
And there just happens to be a bucket there.
Did he use I don't think he used a 305.
It just happens to be a bucket.
And he's actually able to light a single match in that storm.
Yeah, he's able to light a match and burn.
Meanwhile, you go ahead and have a cigarette outside of any bar nowadays.
Unless you're skilled enough.
Once again, this is suspension of disbelief that he found a bucket to put the book in and then use a match that successfully doesn't get blown
And the
out.
book's catching this much of a light too. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's that too. Yeah. Oh, look, he's looking at the newspaper. The newspaper's changing. Oh, George McFly was honored. He burned the book. He burned the book. By the way, what was it? Tim, you were asking about this earlier, the odds or the numbers, depending on what team may win or lose, you were asking about. They said,
what were the starting odds?
Oh, they said they send them to you when the game starts.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're saying that the other team I don't want to mention is favored to win 7.0?
7 point advance. Well, no, they were
-7.
They were favored to win by 7.
Yeah.
So they'd be -7.
And then O/U is 143.5. Oh, the over under is 143.5.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, it's too different for if you've ever bet.
No, I don't dodge and I don't
they go by, you can either do an over under bet or the favored difference of going that way.
Well, in this case it's 7 and then the other one is 143.5.
Okay.
Guys, I hate to interrupt, but
yeah.
Something I always had to ask. What was the point of the reverse 99 after he got hit by the lightning?
The reverse.
With the
with the flames.
The fire in the sky after he got electrocuted and disappeared.
That's a good point. I don't understand that either. Isn't that weird?
I don't know if that was supposed to mean anything.
Was it?
I don't think.
Okay.
I mean, it could, but I don't think it was.
The time machine's timeline, it was beeping or going off, and then Doc says, I got to fix that thing. The last date that was on there before he went to go rescue Marty from Biff when they were in the River Road Tunnel, I think it did say September 1st, 1885.
Yeah.
So that was the Easter egg. That was the precursor to what happens in the third one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Well, throughout the whole movie, we got precursors with like the Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
Oh no, this guy.
the flux capacitor going on the fritz there, Tim,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, or maybe not the flux, but the timeline thing. The dashboard was basically going haywire.
Well, that and a few other things like Biff watching the movie. But...
Yeah, the Clint Eastwood. That was Fistful of Dollars, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first one.
God, this guy has done so many roles.
What's his name?
I just keep thinking he has to finish up his job here so he can go to the golf course and yell at Happy Gilmore.
Oh, wait, that's the same guy?
That's the same guy.
That's the same. Wait a minute, is that the guy? Wait a minute, is that the guy who looked at it? Is that the guy who looks at him and says, "You will not make this putt, you jackass"?
He's like, "Here, Mr. McFly, you jackass."
Is that him? That's the same guy?
Yep.
Oh, dude, that's insane. I didn't know that was the same actor.
Yep.
I did not know that, Ryan. Tim, I didn't know that. Same actor. So who are you exactly? He's Western Union. It was with explicit instructions to be delivered to a man matching your description. Answering to the name of Marty. We had a bet going on around the office, seeing if you would actually be here. Looks like I lost. Did you say 70 years? Yeah, 70 years, 2 months, 12 days to be exact. Sign right here on line 6, please. Here you are. Western Union in the middle of nowhere.
Hey, they were. If you knew anything about Western Union, they were furious.
What does that mean exactly? They were. What is that? Like they were good at their job?
Yeah, if you left instructions like this, they would follow it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Western Union was like that, Tim.
Mm.
Let me assure you that I'm alive and well. I've been living happily these past 8 months in the year 1885. The lightning bolt, 1885, September 1st, 1885. Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, kid. What's this all about? He's alive. The doc's alive.
Yes, he gets a lot of help.
He's in the old West, but he's alive. Hey, kid, are you all right? You need any help? There's only one man who can help me. And it just happens to be the counterpart to 1955's Doc.
Yeah.
Very clever ways of tying in all three of these movies.
Oh, yeah.
Without making the audience feel way too confused.
Mm-hmm.
30 years backwards, 30 years forwards, 100 years backwards.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the tagline of the third movie, which we'll talk more about next year, is "They saved the best for last." Oh, no, it was that. Well, there were two taglines. There was that one, and then the other one was, "This time they may have gone too far."
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was the tag.
That one sounds more believable for it.
That was the tagline. Yeah. That was.
I think that one was more distributed. One was the second one.
Oh, okay. Never mind. This time they may have gone too far. That was the tagline for the third movie.
Yeah.
So, which we'll talk more about next year.
Well, no, I mean they had the two taglines for that movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but the second one I think was the more used one.
Man, they reshot these scenes pretty darn close.
Oh yeah,
the reshoots.
This version of Doc I like best, but the screaming and the
yeah, the 55 iteration. Yeah.
Yes.
You did send me
back. How are you going to react with all this? I mean,
I know, but I'm back. I'm back from the future. Great.
This Doc seemed more like a cartoon character. I enjoyed him more.
It's great, isn't it, Ryan? Doc.
Well, that's what happens when you fall in your bathroom.
Doc.
Let's see here. To be concluded.
Yeah, no one uses that. No one uses that word anymore. Most people just say "to be continued."
But here, obviously, you're getting both of them done at around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Look at this. Here's a preview.
It was a lot closer shooting.
Look at the preview. Back to the Future Part 3. Hey McFly.
Back when comedic westerns were a thing.
Just try it. By the way, that line was not in the movie. Just try it, Tannen. That ended up not in the final cut.
Yeah.
But ZZ Top was.
Yeah, but a lot of this was early shooting of it. They didn't finish shooting it yet.
I do love his Western costume with Michael J. Fox's.
Dude, all the costumes are great.
I love the ending one more with the poncho.
Oh yeah, with the Eastwood kind of tribute.
Yeah.
to the man with no name for Fistful of Dollars. Back to the Future
Mhm.
Part 3, coming soon to a theater near you.
But
You
the fact
know?
that they nailed like the year and the day, like so much of it, it's like, wow, you don't see that much prediction anymore.
That's well, that's a fair assessment for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached what is known as the end credits sequence to Back to the Future Part 2, celebrating its 35th anniversary already. It's insane how time flies when you're having a good time. But Tim, I'm going to go over to you on this one. Final thoughts on this movie alone, and on a scale 1 to 10, what are you going to give Back to the Future Part 2?
This movie alone, very good story, very well written. The choreography, the split screening of it, very well done. Unless you're looking at it as a real close eye, you're not really going to notice it too much. Um, but just on a regular watching, it's a very well put together story. You can follow it very simply. You're invested in it. You're not thinking too much of this or that like we were talking about throughout the whole thing. When you're just sitting down and watching it, it's a very good movie to enjoy. Continuing on what the first one set up with the universe, the characters, the story, and it builds very well on their continuing story with Marty's. He's still a hothead like he was before. Doc still just immersed with the science and technology, just oblivious to anything else, as we'll see later on in the third movie. But in all around, it's still a very good movie. Still a very very good, if not better, sequel to the first one. And I mean, just on its own, I'd give it a 9 out of 10 for rewatchability. Very good. How I would rank this out of all three of the movies, I say this one's more my favorite than the second one, the third one, and not to say that the second or third one or the first and third one are lesser because they're both equally as good, but this one's my favorite one. And it does take that different twist as we see with other trilogies of movies. The second one is always like you see them at their lowest points before they build back up. You get a little bit of that with the alternate 1985 look. They have to fight back from that, but you see the brightness and you see them coming out on top at the end, where you still have to have a third movie with other ones to fully have that. They saved their timeline, they saved their future. Now they're going off on another adventure. It carries off into another story. So this one, it wraps it up with this story. They saved the timeline. They fixed the mistakes of old man Biff. And overall, still, like I said, very good movie. 9 out of 10. It's my favorite out of the three movies.
Some hot takes here, folks. All right, but I got you. Hey, to each their own. Whatever makes you happy, whatever fits your fancy. But thank you for sharing that with us. Do greatly appreciate it. Ryan, the real deal, Regan, over to you, my man. Final thoughts on Back to the Future Part 2, and on a scale 1 to 10, what are you going to give it?
From 1 to 10. From a filmmaking standpoint, cinematography wise and everything, all the attention to detail, storytelling wise, all the little nods to the first movie and what's to come in the third. It's like it's really well written and it's really well filmed. But yes, obviously looking at it from in hindsight, a lot of loopholes, a lot of like open questions that could a suspension of disbelief, you just gotta let it go. I still, and you can find this on an episode of Amaru Moses's One's Gotta Stay. I still believe Marty McFly is one of the worst protagonists you'll ever find in a film because he just brings everything onto himself, and I will stick by that. But I would say like a 7 out of 10. It doesn't beat the first one, and because of like just all the possibilities they did with like the future settings of 2015, which you know sad or glad about what actually came from that and what didn't. Make up your mind. But I'd still say there's cultural significance to the film. I would still say if you're watching this right after the first one, it's really kind of cool how much they are able to backtrack to the original movie. Whereas obviously number 3 is pretty much its own setting and time. But yeah, story just gets a little wonky, and Marty is worse in this movie than I'd say in the first one. He is not someone I want to root for. I root for Doc more than I root for Marty. You know, he should have just let Doc stay in the West. Everything was cool, but no, he had to go back and get him. You know, I could go on about Marty McFly and just why people love him. I don't understand, but it's the 80s. I'll give it away.
Okay, maybe I should go back and watch that episode of One Gotta Stay, hosted by Amaru Moses, former MTS veteran and Inner Geekdom competitor. My gosh, man. Wow. Okay, interesting thoughts being exchanged here. But here's my thing.
Daddy.
I know, right? No, but here's the thing. For Back to the Future Part 2, because I want to focus on this for a minute. So I remember watching this so much when I was a kid. And I remember loving it more and more every time that I watched it on VHS or DVD. And then years later, I did a reassessment and I watched all 3. And I figured out, man, Back to the Future Part 2 is nowhere near as good as it used to be. And now that we're watching it with my friends here, with our co-hosts, with Tim and Ryan being on this particular episode, you realize there's a lot of plot holes. There's too many moments where you have to put your suspension of disbelief into play and things like that. But the visual effects, I think, are still cool. And the future of 2015, that environment is so cool to look at. The fashion, the trends, the hoverboards, of course, are incredible. The Gray Sports Almanac thing, yeah, say what you will. But every scene that Thomas F. Wilson is in, he owns it, he loves it, he relishes it. And I'm entertained by that. I'm entertained by it. I really am. It's the honest truth. Biff is the best part of this movie. I could care less about what Marty and Doc are doing. Biff runs it. It's his show. It's his movie. It's his time. And I'm loving it. I'm just eating it up. So for that, I'll give it credit. You know, the cast does a good job with what they've got, and the visual effects are cool. The environments are really good. You know, the production design is really, really good. I want to give behind the scenes credit, crew. Great job, guys. But overall, it is the weakest link of the trilogy. It's not as good as the other 2. So for me, it's Back to the Future at number 1, Back to the Future Part 3 at number 2, and then Back to the Future Part 2 is at my number 3. As far as the ranking of the trilogy goes, that's not counting other stuff. So,
but still, you would put 3 over 2.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I would put Back to the Future Part 3 over Part 2 any day of the week, twice on Sunday, which this episode of Movie Watchalong just happens to be on a Sunday. So on a scale of 1 to 10, let's talk about this for a minute here. Scale 1 to 10, Back to the Future Part 2 for me, after watching it again and doing a reassessment of a couple of different things and discussing our observations between Tim, Ryan, and myself, probably split the difference. I'm going to give it a 5. It's fine. Like, it's fine. It's still entertaining. It's fine. But it's nowhere near as good as the other 2, especially the first one being the cream, the rise to the top, the cream of the crop. Yeah. So I'm going to give it like a 4.5 or a 5 out of 10. That's where I put this one for Back to the Future Part 2. Granted, I'm probably going to get a lot of feedback for that in the comments. Lord knows we're going to get fair share of comments after the replays go up. But hey, that's my opinion. Take it for what it is. Take it with a grain of salt. Nothing what we say here is fact. It's just opinions. Honest and open opinions. So those are my thoughts on Back to the Future Part 2. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Movie Watch Along featuring Back to the Future Part 2. We have more episodes planned for the year of 2024, including next week on Saturday, April the 6th. We're going to be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Brandon Lee's The Crow. So,
oh, man.
That is going to be a very dark, but yet very interesting, and we're going to celebrate the memory of Brandon Lee's performance that is forever put in The Crow. So The Crow is going to be on Saturday, April the 6th.
On that one.
What's that, Ryan?
I'm sure a lot of haters of the new remake that's coming out this year.
Yeah, but there are plenty of fans of the original that are going to want in to talk about the original. So,
although those are the ones that are hating the remake, yeah, bring them all in.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yeah, which is a separate thing. I get you. But so we have plans for The Crow on Saturday, April the 6th, and then the week after that, I believe it's on Saturday, April the 13th. We're going to be doing the 10th anniversary of Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So lots of great things coming your way. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We got many more episodes planned. We got a lot of things coming up. The best thing you can do is follow us on social media. Links are in the description below. But in the meantime, Tim, if someone's watching or listening to this, want to find out more about you and some of your other hot takes about Back to the Future as a whole, where can they find you?
You can find me helping out Ryan Permison with these watch-alongs, doing certain episodes of and I quote on discussion panels. I still do writing for some of the trivia leagues, not so much with the one I started with Multiplex and carried on, and it's grown into its own thing. So if you are into movie trivia, you can check out Full Metal Media over on YouTube, or Multiplex Entertainment that I started over there. You can see the different divisions, questions, how everything's set up. You can see movie trivia, geek trivia, debates, stuff like that. But yeah, that's where you can find me, and always happy to come in here and give my opinions with these watch-alongs. A lot of these are great movies, great movie history, and I love doing them whenever I'm on. So that's where you can find me.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. Tim, we appreciate you, man. Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan. Someone wants to know about you and some of your hot takes on movies, or maybe even something known as pro wrestling. Can Cody Rhodes finish the story? Where can they follow you?
Well, interesting you mentioned that. Yes. First and foremost, we do have WrestleMania weekend coming up this coming weekend. So if you go ahead and check out Stream Punk Combat, that's STREAM Punk Combat. You'll find our wrestling program, Jabronis United. And we will be doing our predictions episode this week. So if you want to go ahead and put in your predictions for WrestleMania both nights, do definitely go ahead, come along, and share your thoughts with us, either in the comments or on any of the social medias for Stream Punk Entertainment. And do stick around, because we do have 2 other pay-per-views in April for TNA and AEW that you can also get in on. And outside of that, there's always Tales from the Film Set over at Stream Punk Cinema, which is our movie and television area. We've had a lot of great success with X-Men 97 coming up and our reviews on that. And yeah, pretty much every Monday is where we do Tales from the Film Set. Outside of that, well, right there in the corner, it's like you see at Real or Deal. You can find me anywhere there, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, WhatsApp. Is my Tinder on here? Hold on, let me. Yeah, you might as well try it there too. I don't care. But yeah, go ahead, hit me up. Let me know what your thoughts on anything I said, especially regarding this. Do you like Marty McFly or not? If you do, tell me how I'm wrong, and I will tell you how you're wrong. Go right ahead.
Well, we appreciate you, Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan. Thank you for being with us. We do greatly appreciate it. Check out all the wonderful things that both Tim and Ryan are doing over there on their separate channels and the other projects they got going on. My name is Ryan of And I Quote Channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to, at RyanRPM5. Also follow us on all our forms of social media at And I Quote Channel. And we got a lot of great things coming away very soon. Also, I want to take this opportunity to let you know that we are celebrating our 1,000 subscribers. We've reached our milestone, which is a huge deal for this channel. We thank you so much for doing it. We have about 1,028 subscribers now, which is great. We're going to celebrate that on Friday, April the 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. We're going to have returning guests. Tim, maybe Ryan, the Real Dealer Regan will stop by and say hello to everybody. We're going to be doing announcements on what we plan for the future of this channel. We're also going to be announcing the winners of the giveaways that we're going to be doing on our Instagram page at And I Quote Channel. That's where you can follow us on Instagram. We're going to make a video with some information there about how you can enter the giveaways. We're going to announce the winners of the giveaways on Friday, April the 5th, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you join us. If you want some good looking merch, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got stickers, we got coffee mugs, and all kinds of good stuff. Links are down in the description below. Also, the links are in our social media bios. If you want to support the show by buying us a coffee/pizza, we also have a link for that. Feel free to support the show, because we love what we do and we want to keep doing it until we can't do it anymore. So thank you so much to everyone who has supported us. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed to our channel from the beginning, or whether you're just joining us on this wild ride now here at And I Quote Channel. We greatly appreciate the support. We cannot do this without you. So in the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell to be notified when our new videos go up or they go live. And happy 35th anniversary to the entire cast and crew of Back to the Future Part 2. Next year, we'll be celebrating the 35th anniversary of Back to the Future Part 3. So that's going to be an interesting discussion, whoever the panelists are, who are going to be joining us on that episode for sure. But remember, life is better when watching movies with friends and family. Take a look.
Somewhere in the past, the time continuum has been disrupted, creating an alternate 2015.
Where are we?
October 21st, 2015.
You built a time machine? What of a DeLorean?
Things have certainly changed around here.
Whoa, this is heavy. Power laces, all right.
Size adjusting. Fit.
I need to borrow your hoverboard.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Back to the Future 30th Anniversary Collection. Own it now on Blu-ray and DVD.
Precisely on schedule.